pride of Racine, Laurel Clark was one of 7 astronauts killed in the Columbia Space Shuttle disaster back in 2003. One of the most difficult stories Mike Jacobs ever covered. Katie Crowther has more as we look back on his career to remember. Katie.
Carol, tonight's story behind the story shows how reporters often get to witness history. Unfortunately, as Mike Jacobs can attest to, those moments can be heartbreaking.
Mike Jacobs will never forget the launch of the Columbia Space Shuttle in Houston. His focus was on Laurel Clark, the astronaut on board from Racine.
There are about 30 or 40 people from the Racine area down here to watch the launch.
He was with Clark's family, who couldn't have been prouder.
This is the culmination of years of hard work on her part.
Watching the rocket shoot up into the sky was magnificent.
And liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia.
But 2.5 weeks later, the exhilaration of the space mission turned into utter devastation. The shuttle never made it home, bursting apart in the sky over Texas just 16 minutes before landing.
I got to know the family fairly well in the days leading up to the launch. We were down there for the launch, and so you felt this personal attachment. And then Columbia disintegrated while re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. So everybody was so excited. They were here. And instantly they were here.
To this day, the memory brings Mike to tears.
I didn't know this was going to be so tough.
Once again, he was with Clark's family, but under very different circumstances. Memorials formed outside the space station, and a funeral was held. Laurel Clark's husband and 8-year-old son took it the hardest. As a final salute, jets flew overhead in the missing man formation, a painful metaphor for how her family felt.
I feel like there's a missing person right here in our formation, standing right here now, and I think of her.
That is a tough story. And Mike, you said you had one regret in covering this story, and that is you never got to actually sit down with Laurel Clark.
Yes, in the weeks leading up to the mission, they're totally focused on the launch and the task at hand, and so they're not available to the news media. But again, I am so continually impressed at the strength of Laurel Clark's family in the face of such a terrible personal tragedy.
I know.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think we all in the newsroom were crying the entire time.
Even just watching it to this day gets you
It's
choked
just hard
up.
to
It is. It's hard
imagine.
to watch.
Yeah, thanks, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.